So acute coronary syndrome is the next topic. So first we're going to be looking at what acute coronary syndrome even is. So it's the sudden decrease in coronary blood flow which would lead to chest pain. So जो heart की अपनी blood supply होती है वो जब cut off हो जाती है तो उसको हम acute coronary syndrome कहते हैं, जिसकी वजह से chest pain होती है. Now we have three types of acute coronary syndrome. The first of which is STEMI, the second of which is NSTEMI, and the third is unstable angina. Now, how do these differ on a pathological basis? STEMI is essentially a complete acute blockage of coronary arteries. तो अगर complete acute blockage है तो obviously इसका मतलब होगा कि transmural infarct है, which means heart की जो जितनी भी layer है वो affected होगी. NSTEMI is when there's a supply and demand mismatch. तो या तो हमारे पास supply कम है और demand बेशक normal भी हो तो वो obviously mismatch हो जाएगा. The demands of the heart aren't being met, which also leads to an infarct, but it's not transmural. It's only subendocardial in nature. So वो it's subendocardial, but the outer layers are still somewhat alive. Then lastly, we have unstable angina, in which there's also a supply and demand mismatch. But the difference here is that myocardial ischemia होता है. So it's not to the point of infarct yet. So infarct नहीं हुआ होता है, but ischemia हो जाता है with no infarct yet. So that's how the three of them differ. So the difference between NSTEMI and unstable angina is that there's दोनों में mismatch है, but there is not an infarct in unstable angina. Okay, so let's talk about the kind of chest pain that the patient would walk in. सबसे पहले तो ये chest pain बहुत characteristic होता है because it is crushing chest pain. So stabbing वगैरह की complaint नहीं होती, it's crushing. It's like the patient sometimes describes it as like a load on their chest, and this can be radiating in nature. तो radiating कहाँ पे, अगर left arm में है, ठीक है, लेफ्ट शोल्डर में है, ठीक है, इट कैन ऑल्सो बी द जॉ, इट कैन ऑल्सो बी द नेक, इट कैन ऑल्सो बी द एपिगैस्ट्रियम, एंड इट वर्सन्स ऑन एक्सर्शन. सो अगर पेशेंट ये वाला एक्सर्ट करेगा तो ऑब्वियसली हार्ट ऑलरेडी इज़ नॉट बीइंग इज़ इन गेटिंग द नेसेसरी ब्लड सप्लाई, उसके ऊपर स्ट्रेन होगा तो मज़ीद मामला बिगड़ेगा, विच इज़ वाई इट वर्सन्स ऑन एक्सर्शन. एंड रेस्ट डजंट हेल्प, ठीक है, changing body position doesn't help. And remember, if there is chest pain that is relieved with changing position, so if position changing is a relieving factor, then it's most likely not cardiovascular in nature. So the chest pain might be due to something else. ठीक है, so chest discomfort है, pressure है, tightness है, burning है, crushing है, retrosternal है. So it will be अगर this is the sternum and these are the ribs, so it will be right behind the sternum. The patient can also present with palpitations, dyspnea, तो shortness of breath होगी. Obviously with activity worse हो रहा है तो dyspnea भी होगा. Diaphoresis भी हो सकते हैं कि excessive sweating हो रही होगी. Dizziness, syncope and vomiting, nausea are uncommon symptoms, but they can also occur. Next, let's look at the history के हमारे पास जो patient होगा, if they come in with a history of hypertension, dyslipidemias, diabetes, tobacco, या family history of myocardial infarction, then you would start thinking along the lines of acute coronary syndrome. So the way I think about this is that there are two sort of risk factors that you can divide this in. One is the lifestyle that you choose to live, and then the other are your genetics. So genetics you don't control. This is the family history of myocardial infarction. Like in lifestyle, for example, you eat salt diet, that will lead to hypertension. You have a lipid-filled diet, that would lead to dyslipidemias, right? Then you eat a sugary diet, this would lead to diabetes mellitus. And then the last thing you could do is you could be smoking, and that would be tobacco, right? So these are all sort of risk factors, and the way you can sort of organize it is that choices you make and then the things that are out of your control. So when you perform an examination on this patient, you would note two things. Evidence of acute heart failure, so there are certain signs that we remember are sort of elicited or seen in the case of acute heart failure. अभी उसको discuss करते हैं. And cardiogenic shock. So cardio shock we already know कि उसके क्या क्या features होते हैं. And cardiogenic just means shock that is due to the heart, right? So इसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें होती हैं. शॉक में पेशेंट जा रहा होगा तो हाइपोटेंशन है. Why? Because the heart is unable to pump like it usually does, which means कि because it's unable to pump, obviously blood vessels में blood pressure maintain नहीं हो सकेगा, which is why hypotension हो जाती है. Next we have tachycardia, because the heart is trying to compensate, क्योंकि हमारे पास it's unable to pump effectively, so it increases the beats per minute, ठीक है. तो BPM increase हो जाता है, which means it would result in tachycardia, ठीक है. And then lastly we have cool extremities and palpitations. वो हमें पता है वैसे भी shock के features हैं, cool extremities and palpitations. Now what are the evidences of acute heart failure? Now evidence of acute heart failure is के jugular vein distension. Why? Because जो heart है उसके अगर हम divide कर दें into 4 chambers, तो जो ये right atrium है इसमें द हार्ट इज़ इन पम्पिंग प्रॉपरली. तो पहले वेंट्रिकल में पूल होना शुरू हो गया, फिर राइट एट्रियम में पूल होना शुरू हो गया, और यहाँ पे जगुलर वेन में ये पीछे बैक फ्लो होगा. तो जगुलर वेन में जब बैक फ्लो होगा तो दैट वुड लीड टू इट्स डिस्टेंशन, राइट. सो इट्स डिस्टेंशन वुड देन लीड टू this characteristic sign being seen. And then we have crackles. Why would we see crackles? The reason for this is basically pulmonary edema. So the edema also results, अगर आप यही हार्ट का डायग्राम देख लें तो लेफ्ट वेंट्रिकल से भी जब बैक फ्लो होना शुरू हो जाता है तो देन नेचुरली वो लंग्स के अंदर बैक फ्लो होना शुरू हो जाता है, पल्मोनरी एडिमा हो जाता है, एंड उसकी वजह से क्रैकल्स की आवाज़ आती है. एंड देन फॉर S3 गैलप बेसिकली ये भी जो वेंट्रिकल्स के अंदर फिलिंग हो जाती है और ये स्टिफ हो जाते हैं, तो इट साउंड्स लाइक Kentucky. So it sounds like Kentucky, and this is because the ventricles are stiff, so when blood begins to pool in it has this abnormal sound, but that's called S3 gallop, and then a murmur. So what happens if you leave ACS untreated? तो acute coronary syndrome, obviously हमारे पास heart की blood supply is compromised, right? It'll lead to arrhythmias because the heart isn't functioning properly. तो arrhythmias हो जाएंगे, फिर उसके बाद heart failure हो सकता है, cardiogenic shock we already talked about, and pericarditis. And then Dressler syndrome भी हो सकता है, which is an autoimmune form of pericarditis. The papillary muscles, obviously heart इतना fill हो रहा है कि जो papillary muscles यहाँ पे लगे हुए होते हैं they can rupture, and then it can also lead to tamponade. ठीक है. सो दीज आर जस्ट सम. यू थिंक कि हार्ट के क्या प्रॉब्लम्स हैं? एरिथमियाज हो जाएंगे, हार्ट फेलियर, कार्डियोजेनिक शॉक, पेरिकार्डाइटिस, टैम्पनाड, ड्रेसलर सिंड्रोम. दीज आर द कॉम्प्लिकेशंस. सो इसमें हम एक दो चीज़ें कर रहे होते हैं. एक तो हम ECG लेवल्स देख रहे होते हैं, एंड देन एक ट्रोपोनिन लेवल्स भी देख रहे होते हैं. इसका जो फ्लो चार्ट है वो आगे मैंशन होगा, तो वी फॉलो द फ्लो चार्ट मैकेनिज्म. But the first thing that we need to do is we obviously ABCD assessment करेंगे, ठीक है, and then we establish IV access, ठीक है, ताकि हम medicines दे सकते हैं, and then we're going to do oxygen and O2 monitoring. इसकी जो remember ACS की जो therapy है that is MONA, SBS or SB. तो MONA stands for morphine, oxygen supplementation to raise it more than 90%, nitrates, which can be sublingual or IV, and aspirin, which is 325 milligrams. And then statin हम देते हैं like atorvastatin, जो कि I think is around 80 mg, and you give it in high dose. So you give a high dose statin. Now why? इस वजह से क्योंकि जो statins हैं वो प्लैक्स को स्टेबलाइज करते हैं. ऑलरेडी आपकी जो कोरोनरी आर्टरी है वो ब्लॉक्ड है. नाउ यू डोंट वांट कि कहीं और से भी प्लैक जो है वो डिसलॉज करके और भी ज़्यादा उसको ब्लॉक करे. सो वी वांट टू स्टेबलाइज दिस प्लैक्स. सो इन ऑर्डर टू स्टेबलाइज देम वी गिव हाई डोज statin. So that is the logic behind it. And then we give beta blocker like metoprolol, and the reason for that is because it acts on the beta 2 receptors on the heart and causes the heart activity to decrease. अब जब heart activity decrease होगी तो obviously इसका oxygen demand भी कम हो जाएगा, और जब oxygen demand कम हो जाएगा तो that'll lessen the load of the heart. So that's why we give metoprolol, right? So once this is done, then we take a closer look at the ECG reading. जैसे मैंने कहा था ना कि हम ECG and troponin is basically the 2 investigations of choice. So first of all, what we're gonna do is we're gonna sort of proceed with this MONA BS, and once we're done with MONA BS, that's when we're gonna then look at the ECG reading a little bit closer.